I got a new chair.
Oh, nice.
Because I too was having back issues. And
God, I have a good chair.
I like this one a lot.
Did you build it yourself?
I got my darling husband put it together.
But it did not come fully built.
No. I am the worst at putting furniture. It's actually my personal hell. Like, that is, like, if you want to see the worst side of Susanna.
Trying to build an IKEA furniture?
Yep. Like,
speaking of Christmas movies, so they have like a huge partnership with Hallmark right now.
Mm-hmm.
So there are ads in IKEA does. So there are ads in between the movies, which seem to potentially be these like fake Hallmark Christmas movies that are all IKEA geared. And then there's like IKEA signage throughout the movies.
Oh,
but I don't know if they're doing their own movie or not. I don't know enough about the world.
Love it, IKEA. Oh, let's see.
I just know what I'm told. It's a pretty good partnership.
Yeah, it's a great partnership.
He was watching Hallmark movies, and then, what are they going to do? But yeah.
It's brilliant.
We watch way too many of them. They're so bad.
Oh, they're so bad.
Though.
I love them. I just have them on, like, in the background.
Yeah.
Too.
We watched the Jewish one this week.
Oh,
that was
wow.
terrible. Yeah. It was so bad.
It was so bad. Did you watch the NFL one yet?
We have not watched the Bills one yet.
Yeah.
We've seen the Chiefs one.
The Chiefs
from
one,
last
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And the woman from the Chiefs one is in another one, and we do that thing where the ad comes on. We go, we know her. She's famous from something. And then it's like another Hallmark movie, and you're like, well, she's not really famous. She's just
we're really Hallmark existing in that world right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Douglas, I didn't know this. The phrase soap operas. Do you know the history of that phrase?
No. Oh, because of the sponsors.
Yes,
right?
they were literally selling soap.
Yes.
So, like, that's the history of the Hallmark movie type industry, is literally just selling shit.
It used to be my dream.
To be a soap?
To be on a soap opera.
Yeah.
I wanted to be on Young and the Restless so bad.
General Hospital was the one I watched with my nanny growing up.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't understand it for a long time. Like, why is it always on? What's happening? And then I was probably 15 before someone actually explained what the actual thing was. And you're like, oh, okay.
It's nuts. I randomly, it came on a couple months ago. And it's the same fucking characters, from when I was watching it as a kid. And
Yeah.
What?
Which is credit to them, because they kill off people every 3 months.
Certainly.
So they don't have to pay contracts or whatever.
But how much money have they made over the course of their career? I don't know how much they're paying now, but I'm sure back in the day it was pretty decent.
Steady job.
What's up, soccer friends? Welcome to the Kickback Committee. We're glad you're here. I'm Susanna Fuller alongside David Goss, and we are certainly getting into the holiday spirit here at Kickback Committee, aren't we, David? Happy Hanukkah, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
My candles have been burning bright.
Good.
And
as they should.
I've eaten a lot of things with oil on them. And that's all the celebration I need.
Can you explain the oil thing to me?
The story of Hanukkah is, the true miracle of it is that a band of kind of no ones defeated the Greeks, who had taken over and gained their freedom. But then the story we needed to make it fun was that they only had enough oil to light a candle for one night in the temple to help re-sanctify it after the Greeks had destroyed it. But then it was supposed to burn for 8 days, and it did. And that's the miracle that people talk about.
And that's why there's that number of candles.
That's why we have, a Hanukkiah has 8 candles, 8 days, and then the shamus, which is the one you use to light them.
What's a menorah? I thought that was
menorah is a incorrect phrase. Now we're into it.
Oh, no. Give me the education, please.
No one knows this. Menorah is an incorrect phrase. I think a menorah has 7 candles for the 7 days of the week. And menorahs are a thing that are used and are around. A Hanukkiah has 8 and is for Hanukkah.
Wow.
And everyone calls it a menorah, and it's not technically a menorah. But temples and Jewish people have menorahs that they light throughout the year as a celebration of the week and all that stuff. That is not what we're talking about. To be clear, I'm 98% sure about this. Hanukkah's not a big holiday, so it's kind of one of the ones I ignored my whole life. And then everyone wants you to make it feel big because it coincides with Christmas.
Yeah.
And in, the US, that's a big deal. So I'm not like 100% sure I said that right, and I swear if my parents listen to this, they're gonna come through the screen if I got that wrong in any way. But I think that's right. So the way you celebrate it is you fry things in oil to like do the oil thing.
Okay.
And a lot of Jews, especially in the U.S., are from Eastern Europe, and they love oil and they love potatoes. So that's why you get latkes. And jelly donuts, because donuts are fried in oil.
Oh, you just made me hungry.
Donuts are good. I didn't like them growing up. And like as a kid, you're like, oh, jelly? I want like frosting and sprinkles.
True.
And then you hit an age where you're like, jelly donuts are so good.
So good.
And you like get the jelly out at some point, and then you start spreading it around on the rest of it. Jelly donuts are great. So been eating that and doing that. And that's been our
Do you guys do presents?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Like I did something with someone yesterday, and they were talking about their wish list. Do you give Ian a gift? Does he give you a gift
for Christmas?
Yeah,
we have. Yes, this year we are not
okay.
because we're going to France. So like we decided that
Boom,
was going
gift,
to be
done.
We're like we good dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will give each other Christmas presents.
Okay.
Yeah,
we do like a thoughtful thing here or there, but it's not like I always forget when people are like, oh, I hope I get this. Like, but you're an adult. You just buy it. If you want that thing, buy it. And then if someone else buys you the wrong thing, what are you going to do? You're stuck with it?
Ian gets mad at me because he's like, you're the worst to buy for. He was like, because you just like, get everything yourself. And I'm like, well, yeah. Like if I want something,
I'm just going to buy
it.
I'm
buy it. But then I am a really good gift giver.
I love that because you're thoughtful.
I pay attention. Like I will catch things. Yeah. And like I
have a note in my Apple Notes.
Exactly.
Which I keep all year, which is like, oh, these are the things she likes. These are the things she wants. In the end, if I ever ask her what she wants, she just names like a really expensive diner. Like, okay, cool. Well,
can't go wrong.
Yeah, for sure. I couldn't figure that one out.
Yeah, it's true. But so I'm a very mindful and good gift giver, and I kind of ruin it for Ian because like I'll say like, oh, I really like this, and then I just like go and get it for myself, and he was like, well,
that's what I was gonna do.
That's not helpful.
I bought. Megan really wanted an Apple Watch one time, and I bought her one, and she left her job like 10 days before her birthday, and her boss gave her one as a thank you gift, and I was like, I had it physically. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I finally nailed it. I finally got the one thing. So I try, and we do like more like stocking stuffer style.
Okay, yes.
You know, like,
same.
Fun thing. We're also the same where it's like we're going on a trip. We're going to Mexico. You know, that's kind of our gift to ourselves. And like I'll make a reservation at a restaurant we want to go to type
that's
thing.
Lovely.
But like
gestures.
Yeah, but like we both are going to eat there and we both want to eat there. So it's not really like gift to, it's more like gift for us. But I didn't know that people still really did the whole like, oh, this is what I hope I get and like someone will buy it for me thing.
Yeah.
Which I find very interesting.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like our Christmases past. We definitely have gotten each other presents that I have like actually wrapped and he has opened. His best gift, and he will tell you if he was here, the best gift I ever gave him was sporks. Sporks from Crate and Barrel.
Like forks with a spoon.
Yes. Because we had a conversation about how Taco Bell used to have sporks, and it was a wonderful vehicle to pile everything that has fallen out of your burrito or taco, because it kind of like scoops, but you could also stab it. And we were like, God, sporks are great, like so underutilized. And then I found them, like actual like nice ones at Crate and Barrel.
That's amazing.
And I bought him a set of sporks, and he was literally like, this is the best thing anybody has ever gotten me. So it's like things like that, like little tokens.
But I assume you do that all year.
Yeah, here and there. But
like when
I do,
something makes sense.
But if it's like for a birthday or like Christmas, I will like be like, oh, I'm saving that for that occasion.
So I feel like we like think of things like that, and it's like, oh, let me grab that, let me get that. Yeah. So I don't know.
Aw. Well, happy Hanukkah.
Thank you.
You also blew my mind with the menorah thing. Had no clue.
Let's make sure I'm right while we're talking.
I know, exactly. Google it. But you're providing.
Menorah is a traditional 7-branched candelabra.
Wow. I had no idea. I don't even know if my Jewish friends know that.
I would assume they don't.
Okay.
A lot of people do not pay attention.
I feel like I need to
You
tell
should start
them.
spreading the gospel.
I'm
on
gonna.
that one.
They're gonna. I'm. You blew my mind. I'm gonna blow their minds. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. Well, on that note, we've got a really fun show today. If we're not having fun already,
Yeah.
At long last, we can finally announce the winners of our Bracktober contest. You remember that?
Yes.
That thing that we did for all the domestic leagues. Yeah, that's we have winners, and so we're gonna let you know who took home all the goods for that. We're going to share some more of our favorite World Cup moments, and I am forcing Goss to share one of his. He is reluctant, but I'm telling you, you won't regret it. We're going to give you kind of the rundown of what you should be paying to in the soccer world during this sort of final stretch of 2025, including talking about some CANKS abroad that are really shining during the month of December. And, of course, our 50 States of Soccer tour will take us to the place of my birth, David Goss, the land of Lincoln, the land of Sue's. Come on, feel the Illinois. Let's go.
Is that
Illinois.
a phrase?
Okay, so do you remember Sufjan Stevens?
No. What?
So he's a musical artist. And he did an album called he was basically going to do an album for every state. And his Illinois album was called Come On Hear the Illinois, or Bring the Illinois, or something like that. And
Okay.
it was great. Yes, but it's an unbelievable album. It was featured on the soundtrack of Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, I remember that movie with like
Yes.
Steve Carell or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And it was, I mean, it's old. Like this was a long time ago. But and then I think he did Illinois, he did Michigan, and then like maybe a couple other states.
It's like us in 50 states. We do it like 50% of the time. Unreal.
So yeah, we're gonna hit on Illinois today, and I'm very excited because obviously it's a special place, and honestly, some really impressive soccer pedigree has been developed there. So
This feels like one where even more so than the players are like the characters or the culture. Mm-hmm. Like Chicago, kind of outside of some of the Northeast stuff, is like one of the great soccer cities, like the Chicago Fire in '97, were like selling out Soldier Field. Like,
I know.
Who would have thought? Now there have been some really bad like teams that have ruined a lot of that stuff. But even then, like people, they still want to bring Messi to Chicago every time there's a game. Like it's still a pretty central part of, I think, the soccer culture.
I agree, and I'm glad that it seems to be trending upwards these days. That makes me.
Well, they got Brianna Pinto, so
exactly.
You know things are going to go well.
What's up? Hey, speaking of Chicago, before we get into it really quick, I saw something that was very cool. It was a cross-pollination of sports between NFL and soccer.
Okay.
So I'm a Chicago Bears fan, obviously. The Bears. And at the weekend, they were playing, who were they playing? Cleveland, who stink, by the way. Just bad. But Chicago are doing really good. In fact, right now, I think they're on top of their division.
Yeah, because the Packers lost.
Because the Packers lost and Detroit
Go
lost
Broncos.
on the weekend. Let's go. So Caleb Williams, their quarterback, threw a really beautiful touchdown pass to DJ Moore. And afterwards, and it was brick in Chicago this weekend, like ridiculously cold. I think it was like 9 degrees, but you're on the waterfront. With the wind chill, it's like we're talking negative temperatures.
Also, maintain outdoor stadiums in the NFL. No indoor building.
It's so ridiculous, honestly, and it's miserable. I have been
at
Soldier Field. I've been at Soldier Field for games. Like I remember going to a game on Christmas Eve once, and like I was a kid, and I was like, "This is hell. Like this is like actually torture." Never do this to me again. So people are nuts. But anyway, throws this beautiful touchdown pass, and then he drops the cold Palmer Celly.
Hell yes.
Yes. And I was like, oh my God. And then somebody asked him about it after the game, and he gave like massive props to Cole Palmer. He's like, I see him doing his thing. Is
he a Chelsea fan?
I don't know if he didn't commit to being a Chelsea fan, but he clearly pays attention. And Caleb Williams is kind of an enigma. He's sort of like an interesting cat. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, okay. I see you.
I love that celebration. I think it's a great celebration.
It is such a good,
perfectly timed.
It was perfect, but I got very when two of my loves sort of intertwine, it just, my heart goes all aflutter.
He is a part owner of Boston Legacy as well.
He is. Okay, so clearly he has
So he knows what's going on, but I don't
sport.
know. The gap between Boston Legacy and Cole Palmer is pretty large in terms of the part of the world that operates in, so you never know.
Whatever. Anyway, loved it. Thought I'd give it a shout here on Kickback Committee. Okay, let's get into it. Time to finally announce our Bracktober contest winners. If you remember, back in October, we basically had this contest for all the North American leagues. So MLS, NWSL, USL Championship, and League One. And you guys had to kind of like pick your winners, or like we did it by tier, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Like tiered teams.
So that we could mix all the leagues together.
Exactly. So, Gus, I'm going to let you announce the winners, our grand prize winners.
Yes, we finally got to the end of it. So it was the NWSL, USL Championship, USL League One, and MLS. Mm-hmm. Those were the championships that we had. And we ended up with the winner of the total grand prize being someone named Scottian42.
Scottian42. Okay.
So that means that Scottian42 had the best aggregate score across all four of the leagues. We have a winner that we'll announce on each of the four leagues, but that is where that came from, which is pretty impressive.
Or ma'am, I don't know.
Yes. Who knows? Or Scottian.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of white caps facing people did really well.
Okay.
And so that's where a lot of the points came from. Like if I look at it now, because I think in the end we because we put each one in a category. So if you picked Gotham, you would have gotten the most points because they were the lowest seed to do well. Pittsburgh Riverhounds and then Vancouver Whitecaps. Those are the top 3 point getters. So if your bracket had any combination of them, you did pretty well.
Okay. I did not. I can safely say that
I'm kind of surprised I didn't have Vancouver, but I guess I tried to play the game.
Who did I pick? I think I picked LAFC.
I think I picked like Columbus.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. We don't have to talk about us.
We don't have to figure it out.
We'll talk about the people who actually know what they're talking about.
Yeah. So congratulations to them. And then I can tell you, so in MLS, Dan H won. And I'm pretty sure I know who Dan is. Dan is pretty active from the Vancouver Whitecaps community.
Okay.
Has been for a while. Felt really happy for him. He picked Vancouver, San Diego, and NYCFC.
Okay.
So that's like nailed it on the first 3. His tier 4 team was Chicago or Orlando. Very few people got points out of their tier 4 team. I think getting NYCFC, and it turns out San Diego was really what put him over the top. Okay. He finished tied with other people, but he won the tiebreaker because of some reason that John figured out.
Great.
Don't know what that is.
We don't know. Don't ask us. We have no idea.
Because for people who picked Vancouver and Philly and NYCFC, they also did equally well because Philly made it to the Eastern Conference Finals as a tier 2 team, and San Diego made it to the West Final as a tier 2 team.
Great.
Yeah.
Well done. Bravo.
On the NWSL side of things, so as I said, because, a little bit of an upset with Gotham, that kind of led to a lot being thrown up in order. And I am looking at a list that is definitely not updated, but we do have the winner written down, which is even better, who is Leslie C. via tiebreaker.
Well done, Leslie.
So congratulations to Leslie. I thought that I would be able to tell you exactly what Leslie chose. The problem is there are a lot of people who picked the same things.
Okay.
A lot of people picked Louisville in tier 4, which obviously didn't work out, but the ones who didn't did well. I mean, I am looking at a list. I am not kidding you. Kansas City, like down the board. So pretty much everyone got 0 points off tier 1 unless you picked Washington.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was tough sledding for a lot of people. in this setup. I have no idea. Let me see if I could do it this way. Here we go. This is a lot better. So Washington, Portland, and Gotham were like the three big picks that people got that did well. Washington, Orlando, and Gotham was the others that people did. Those were the combinations that did best.
All right.
Keon did very well. I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me.
Soccer Bedtime Stories, which we've promoted on this show.
Oh, yes, Kuba's brother.
Yeah, did very well as well. And then a lot of names of people who I don't know who they are. But we appreciate everyone who joined. It was very, very fun. And then on USL League and USL Championship, Tim Howerton was the victory.
Okay.
Probably a play on Tim Howard.
Maybe.
Not sure.
Could be.
And Tim Howerton. Louisville City as their tier 1 team, so 0 points.
0.
Pittsburgh Riverhound as tier 2, Phoenix Rising as tier 3, and Rhode Island as tier 4. And I think that was the secret.
Okay.
The Rhode Island tier 4 was as many points as you could get out of that.
Very good.
Yeah. So pretty impressive. A lot of people did Louisville. FC Tulsa got you some points off tier 1. People picked Louisville and Charleston Battery, who got 0 points. I think I rode Charleston all the way to the end.
I mean, not surprising, but Louisville and they were 1 and 2, weren't they?
Yes.
Yes, and got knocked out in the first round.
So with 119 points, was named David Goose, spelt like the animal, which finished 9 points ahead of me, David Goss, and I was like, "Oh, this is my bracket," and we had almost the exact same bracket.
Why is this?
Yeah, that's amazing.
I feel like I'm going to start calling you Goose now.
That's fine.
That'd be a great nickname.
What's up, Iceman? Yeah.
Oh my God, you're Goose.
Yeah.
And I'm Iceman.
There you go.
Oh.
You can be Iceman.
Oh,
and then
God.
Drew was our winner in USL League 1. USL League 1, I mean, there was less permutations, so people had...
Yeah, because one knocks were obviously always going to win the whole thing. Duh.
Okay, so I'm just doing quick math, fake math.
Okay.
We probably had over 75% pick one knocks, and the other 25% picked Chattanooga as tier 1. And then Spokane Velocity was the one that got you points in tier 2, and Portland Hearts of Pine in tier 3. So we ended up with 4 people tied for first. Okay. And then, I don't know, Drew won as a tiebreaker. I don't remember what the tiebreaker was. So there you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, and what were the prizes? I know they got a gift card to...
Yes. Grand prize is a shopping
store.
spree at your club of choice.
Yeah.
For all the gear, whatever you want to get. So we will reach out to you because I believe we have emails, is what I was told. And we will do the reach out. And then each of the league winners also will receive something as well. I think they're going to get some Kickback or Soccer-Wise gear.
Merch.
So there you go. Yeah.
Love it. Well, congratulations to all of our winners, and thank you very much for participating in our Bracktober challenge. Next year, maybe we'll be a little quicker about announcing.
Yes, we will try. Yes.
But it makes for a great little Christmas present or holiday present, Hanukkah present, whatever you celebrate. Okay, time now to dive into more of our favorite World Cup moments.
And I have to tell this story?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You absolutely do. And this is, I love it because I feel like this is very on brand for Kickback Committee.
Yeah.
Because it's not so much about the match in particular. It's more about the setting and what was going on.
Also, I feel like sometimes we're like Fight Club, where it's like we have our nerds everywhere, and we are not operating in the same world as everyone else.
100%.
The story is that I used to live in Brooklyn Heights before I moved to Miami. And in Brooklyn Heights, I went to a local bar to watch the USA-Wales game, which was our kickoff game of the 2022 World Cup. I was doing a live show for every day during the World Cup. And so any game that was earlier in the day, I'd go to a local bar or whatever to watch, and then I'd watch at home to get ready for my show. And I went there to watch the Wales game. And in my neighborhood happens to be a couple fellow celebrities, I think is the phrase you would use.
Yes.
And one of them is the couple, which is Matthew Rhys and Kerry Russell.
That's like A-list, by the way.
A-list stuff, yeah. And Matthew Rhys is Welsh. And so we went into this local bar to watch, and we had seen them in the neighborhood a bunch of times. And it's sort of like behind the bar, there's like 2 long tables that come out from the wall, and we're standing back at one of them with a group of friends who are all USA fans. And Matthew Reese comes in and stands at the table next to us with a group of his friends because their kids go to school down the street, and it was like a 2 p.m. game or something. So all of the parents had come in to watch the game, and they stood next to us. Fine, whatever, no big deal. I don't know if you remember, Timothy Weah scored an unreal goal in that game.
I do remember.
Set up
very
by
well.
Christian Pulisic, right? I think that's one of the best USA goals I've ever seen, just like start to finish. And all of the parents were rooting for Wales because it's like they're friends with Matthew Reese, and they don't know any better. I was kind of annoyed about it, but it's fine. With about 10 minutes left to go in the game, someone went down with like a long injury, and there's like this long stoppage, and we're talking about it. And this guy looks up from the table next to us and goes, "Are you David Goss?" And I was like, "Yes, I am."
Stop it.
And he was like, "Dude, I'm a huge NYCFC fan. Big fan of your work. Love Extra Time." At the time was what I was working on. And he looks at the person next to him. He goes, "Do you know who this is?"
Oh my God.
And the person next to him is Carrie Russell. Yeah. And she was like, "No." And I was like, "Hi, I'm David." And she's like, "Nice to meet you."
This is incredible.
And he was like, "He's one of the voices of soccer in America. He's so good. I love what he does." And then the game starts back up again, and it's like a World Cup game. It's tied 1-1. I'm like locked in. I was like, "All right, nice to meet you. Like, we can talk after the game."
Yeah.
And then I like locked back into the game, and then it ended, and I had to run and go do my show. And that was the last conversation we ever had. It is my wife's favorite story to be like, someone turned to Gary Russell.
It's
and
incredible.
Said, "Do you know who this is?"
It's absolutely incredible. That is an elite World Cup viewing story.
If Wales had won, I would have been pissed, though. So I'm glad they didn't.
They didn't win, but that is, oh my God, it is. Do you know who this is? Do you know? David Goose. We call him Goose.
The Goose Man.
Carrie Russell actually only knows you as Goose.
Yeah.
We should.
Listen, World Cup's coming up. She's trying to figure out what to know, and
She's
she's
like,
trying to
"Goose,
figure out where to
Please
find me.
help me out.
So I put this
Where you
story
at?
out there so that we can reconnect because I've moved. So she probably has not seen me as much on the street.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's an incredible story. I thank you for sharing. Why were you so reluctant to share that? It's so good.
I would probably. I mean, Carrie Russell doesn't remember it happening, but I'd argue if you found her and you got her to remember, she'd probably remember the story.
She
differently,
definitely remembers
because it's one
the
of those
match. Yeah,
where
she'll
you're like, I don't know. So yeah, I don't like to toot my own horn too much, Suze.
What? Well, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. See,
Yeah.
I told you. I guess Goose was Mavericks. I'm Maverick. I'll be Maverick instead of Iceman, even though Iceman's cool.
I've seen the movie 15 times and I don't actually know
What?
who everyone's nicknames are or whatever. I know the volleyball scene. I love the movie. I like the new one too.
You know that Goose dies in the end, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Miles Teller is Goose's kid in the new one.
Yes.
Classic Miles Teller.
Yes. Actually, that was so well cast because if you had told, I wouldn't think that Anthony Edwards and Miles Teller look alike, just in my head. But then when I saw him with the little mustache, the little Goose mustache, and I was like, oh, okay. That's exactly what happened here.
Yeah.
Bro.
I'm looking at it right now.
Totes brill. Way to go, Goose.
All right. Let's talk some soccer now.
Should we?
We don't have to, but
Oh God. Yeah. So time to kind of get you primed for the rest of the year. The remainder of 2025. We're gonna give you some, I don't know, just sort of big storylines for most of the European leagues and elsewhere that you should be paying attention to in the month of December. Because some leagues are gonna take a break, some keep going, but we're here for you. We've got you covered. So we're gonna start in Germany, Bundesliga. So Germany is one of the leagues where the Bundesliga will take a winter break, which is actually, it basically, after the matches this weekend, they have a break until January 9th. So it's a decent, sizable, little, like players do. They go on vacation and enjoy their holidays and then come back. But within the league, it's, I guess the big story, I mean, Bayern Munich is just absolutely running away with it. There's just no one. And in the past few years, it's been a lot more competitive at the top of the table. in the Bundesliga. But this year, Bayern Munich are just kind of like clicking on all cylinders. I think like the additions of players like Luis Diaz have been just absolutely tremendous for Vincent Kompany and his guys. And obviously Harry Kane just still all he does is score goals.
Did we both pick them to make a Champions League final on
You
the last show
definitely
as well?
did.
Yes.
It was definitely one of ours that was like,
Oh,
yeah.
you're not as committed. I was the one.
I said, who did I say? I think I said Arsenal and Real Madrid.
Okay.
Which I still kind
guess.
of like, feel good about. But Bayern Munich 100% is going to be in that conversation. So they haven't lost yet this season.
What's their goal differential?
The goal differential is plus 40.
That's absurd. That's
Plus
a season's worth of scoring
40
for most teams. Yeah.
Yes.
Harry Kane has 18 goals on the season.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Michael Olise has been awesome. There's a young kid named Leonard Carl, which if you haven't watched them, he looks like he weighs 12 pounds and he just floats around and he's like a 10 winger, center forward, whatever it is, has scored some big goals and is like really, really fun to watch. So they're worth watching because the attacking four is elite.
Yeah.
And you know what you're going to get from them in midfield, but their attacking four is as good as anyone in the world, which was where I was very excited about this team. So they're worth tuning in for, even though they're rolling through teams.
Yeah, they are. No one's even close. RB Leipzig is a team in second, but they are 9 points behind them. So they're having a great year, season. It's just that Bayern Munich are literally firing on.
The gap
all
between Leipzig and
citizens.
8th place is closer than the gap between Bayern and Leipzig, between first and second.
That's crazy. I do want to give a shout out to one team, Hoffenheim, who are sitting in 5th place right now on 26 points in the Bundesliga table. And last year, they barely survived.
Yeah.
They barely survived being relegated. So the fact that they are now well in the mix in terms of playing European soccer is very exciting for them. So felt it was worth a mention. But yeah.
And I was going to throw out St. Pauli, who one of our favorites, who started out hot, punching above their weight, but got another big win this weekend. So they are currently in the last relegation spot. So they're battling to get out of it.
St. Pauli. And James Sands. We've got an American.
Killing it with them.
Plays for St. Pauli. So.
The other one to know is Joel Chima Fujita, who's Nigerian, Japanese born, and he's playing for the Japanese national team. And he plays with James Sands in central midfield for that team. And they are awesome to watch.
Amazing.
And he's like one of the guys as we get prepped for the World Cup that I'm like excited to see him on a bigger stage.
Outside, everyone knows that I'm a Liverpool fan, but outside of Premier League, I think Bundesliga is probably my second favorite European league to watch.
Every game you tune in for is good atmosphere, good experience. Like the viewing experience is really, really good. The issue for a lot of people is the championship runs are not as competitive often, as we have stated once again.
Honestly, that's true for the rest of Europe. Like,
yes, there is one league this year. Well, there are 2 leagues this year. Actually, all of the other title races are competitive this year.
They're competitive.
And it feels like there are new names in a chunk of them.
Well, and so should we talk about
Let's do it.
France and Ligue 1?
France.
My France, thank you. Yes, I will be going there. I speak un peu le français. So they played their final league matches of the year over this past weekend. And the team that is sitting on top of the table right now in pole position, it is not PSG. Newsflash, everybody. It's actually Lens. They beat Nice 2-0 at the weekend, and that put them back on top. And I guess that is the big story, because PSG are just kind of the perennial Ligue 1 champions, and they are stacked with talent. They obviously won Champions League last year. And so a team like Lens to be this competitive, at the very least, it makes it interesting. And it seems like they've been very consistent this season, and it seems like this is going to be a title race that keeps going throughout the rest of the season, which we hope for. Makes it
and the
interesting.
star for the Lens team is Florian Thauvin, who 32 years old now, will be 33 at the start of the year. It's been around for a little while. I think became famous with Marseille, had a bad spell at Newcastle, But then for me, what is most relevant is came and played at Tigres in Mexico for 2 years and sort of wanted to play alongside Andre Pierre Gignac, and everyone is looking to be the next Gignac. Angel Correa, it looks like, will be leaving Atletico Madrid and just lost in PK shootouts in the Liga final 2 days ago. But Talvin is sort of the embodiment of this, helping players get back or to a peak that they've never been at before.
Okay.
And he's been killing it all season, which is just cool to see. And I don't know, there's just so much talent in France that there's these guys where you're like, this guy's had moments where they were borderline world class, but they barely have any caps, but they're the best player on so many good teams. And he's one of them. And it would be, like you said, it'd be really cool if they were able to hang on. Historically, second half of the year, that's where you start to see the legs, all of that. But PSG has Champions League and is going to make cup runs and all that type of stuff. So maybe that's the opening.
Congestion. It is. I just had to look up on a map where Lens
where is it?
is. So it's like almost directly north. It's a little bit northeast of Paris.
On the water.
It's not on the water.
Okay.
It's a little more inland.
Okay.
But yeah.
Maybe we'll have to do a second trip if they win the title.
It's a little like, it would be a really I bet it'd be a beautiful train ride from Paris.
Yeah.
Because it's a straight shot. Oh my gosh. So exciting. No, now I'm just like looking at it.
You just want to be in France, right?
I really do. Honest, mentally, I'm already there. I'm already gone. I'm going to get through this today, though, I promise. Okay, let's head south to España, Spain, La Liga. They don't really take a winter break. There's kind of like maybe a week and change that between matches, but they don't really take a break. But I guess the big storyline in La Liga right now is that it's been sort of rough waters for Xabi Alonso and Real Madrid. They're currently sitting in second place behind Barcelona by 4 points, and they've only had 3 wins in their last 9 matches, which for Real Madrid is,
can you imagine?
You can't. Do you think that there is a bigger pressure cooker in European football than Real Madrid?
No, probably not. I think you could say Man U might be harder because they're such a bad club with high expectations, but you can lose and not get fired. Clearly. Yeah. So no, I would say it's probably, it's the highest expectations. I mean, it's like this everywhere, but I live in Miami. Everyone's Barca, Real Madrid. There's no there's other things. Everyone has a local team or they're from a different...
I didn't realize you said you were an Atletico Madrid fan.
Yes, I played for a coach who had played there when I was younger, and Fernando Torres was there at the time, early 2000s.
Oh, don't even get
and then
started.
into Forlan and Aguero, and so it was like, it kind of always stuck with me. And I'm a Mets fan, so it felt right.
Yes,
but I don't because it's not my thing. I don't hate Real Madrid in a way different than the average person hates Real Madrid, which is they're giants. Who roots for the favorite? I don't know. So yeah.
Yeah, it is just one of those clubs where they demand success. Yeah. They demand it. And I was thinking about it because Xabi Alonso, clearly, I mean, they wanted him for this job for a long time. He was the heir apparent after Carlo Ancelotti.
Because who are you going to trust with this job?
Who are you going to trust with this job? And Xabi Alonso made the most sense, especially considering the enormous amount of success that he had with Bayer Leverkusen. It was okay. I remember when they were trying to find Klopp's replacement. I desperately wanted Xabi Alonso to come to Liverpool, but I was like, oh, I get it. This makes so much sense. Xabi Alonso also is a Real Madrid legend, and it seemed like it was going to be a match made in heaven, and it just has not gone particularly well. And it seems like there might be some issues. And this is all reports. No one knows what's going on, but there's the Vinny Jr. issue, and it's they apparently have not been getting along, and there's been a host of injury issues, but guys getting frustrated with lack of playing time, and that's what's going to happen when you have a team like Real Madrid that is literally stacked with superstars. Right.
Yeah. Someone should always be starting that isn't.
Yeah.
The other thing it feels like has been made evident for the last 10 plus years is it seems like the top 5 roles for a coach of Real Madrid are not tactical. They are dealing with the situation, making people feel comfortable. no one would put Zidane and Carlo Ancelotti on the top of the list, and maybe not even Mourinho anymore. If you go back to when he was there, on the top of the list of like, these are the tactical geniuses.
Absolutely not.
But they are big personalities that can control the setting. And it's Xabi Alonso, what he's great at, what he did at Leverkusen was, okay, can he get more than the sum of the parts out of the players, which means he's able to sort of like help generate points and whatever. But that role is different than this role. And the idea was, well, he had played there. So he understands the pressure. He understands the moment, and he will bring what he has. And now it's like, well, what's Carlo up to again?
It has made me appreciate. I've always been a huge Don Carlo fan. I think the guy is awesome. He just oozes class,
pure
and
80s, 70s Italian class.
I know. I love the man. But it really, really did make me appreciate his man management ability, because when you have to manage that amount of superstars, and we're talking the best players in the world with egos the size of God knows what, he did a brilliant job. I mean, the guy won so many trophies with this club. And it's an interesting conversation to have of like, what's more important. And I would argue at a club like Real Madrid, you need that man manager. You need the man management is way more important than the tactics, because you're just going to have to let your superstars do what they do and play the way they play. But you have to be able to management. And that's what he was a genius at doing. And I find it very, very fascinating. But yeah, I wonder if the ownership is making a few phone calls. Apparently, Xabi Alonso is very much. They've now it's the dreaded they've got.
You don't want it.
You don't want
the
the support of the front office, because
That's
I feel
bad.
like inevitably a few weeks later you get the axe. And so that is where we're at with this, but it feels like the next few weeks for Xabi Alonso are going to be incredibly important. They have a Copa del Rey match against a third division side, and if by some chance it does not go well for Real Madrid, I do not think he survives.
Wow, that would be fast.
Crazy.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
There's also a whole thing, as they always are, there's a whole thing happening with referees. Fiorentino Perez is complaining about the federation. It's never easy. There's no
La Liga's a lot of drama, man.
And there's never everyone's just being chill right now. Everyone's just relaxed. Things are on track and they're rolling down to the station. It's always chaos. Can I throw in here before we move from La Liga? I had talked at the beginning of the season about stories I was watching in Real Oviedo, who had fallen apart. Fan ownership from around the world had helped bring the club back. Santi Corsola came back to his hometown team so that he could help elevate them. They got promoted. They are currently in second to last, so they're in a relegation spot, and it has been a huge struggle for them on the season. They have only, I believe, scored, 7 goals on the year. So the odds that they stay up are low. I think still in the process, if you do things right, the money you gain and then the parachute money you bring down, if you don't overspend to try and compete, puts the club on the right footing going forward. And maybe it was a year too early or whatnot. I'm still fingers crossed that long run, this is the right thing. But you wanted the Cinderella story of look at them punching above their weight. And that has not been the case.
It has not. But you know what? There's a lot of season left. Things can turn around. You never know. Outside of Real Madrid and Barcelona, I do feel like even Atletico Madrid or Athletic Bilbao, they're not as dominant as they once were. So there's some parity. So we can see what happens for Oviedo. I'll be rooting for them in your honor, Goose.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm not going to let this goose thing die, obviously.
Nice.
All right. Turning our attention to Italy, which is, I think you are absolutely right. You put this in our rundown. Best trophy race in Europe right now. And it's a 3-dog race right now for the Scudetto between Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Napoli. And it's kind of who wants it? Who wants it, guys?
It has been every week. It has shifted. It's gone back and forth. I believe this is the first week that Inter sits atop alone. So they're 1 point ahead of Milan. And what's fascinating is Inter can't beat the other big sides, but Milan can't beat the Minnows. So Milan has dropped points, not losses, except the first game of the year to Cremonense, but they've dropped points to Pisa and obviously Cremonense and some of the other small teams, which is why they've struggled to stay atop. So Milan has 5 draws. Inter have 0, but Inter have 4 losses. And then Napoli sits 1 point behind all of them. Under Conte, things I think are going okay for them, except they cannot win in Champions League. So they're probably going to get eliminated from Champions League right at the start of the year, which maybe helps them in the title race. Obviously, Kevin De Bruyne was their big signing. He got hurt.
But they won the Scudetto
last year.
Yeah. So the thing is that like I could see, because Italian football is so volatile, I could see Conte, who won like the league, won a Scudetto, getting fired for not doing well.
Maybe.
In Champions League.
It would be crazy for a club like that has so few trophies to do that while being in the race.
But they fire coaches all the time in Italy.
Yes.
I feel like every week it's like, you're out. Like, it's just wild.
It seems very clear that Conte's style, both tactical style and emotion, I think, is a little too much to do at a high level twice a week.
Yeah.
Like his team, I don't think he's gone Champions League. I don't think he's gone past the round of 16 in like 10 years.
Man.
All of his teams have struggled, but they've won leagues. He won leagues with Chelsea and Juve and, did fairly well with Tottenham, I think you could argue at times, but struggled to go far in Europe. And then Roma are only sitting 1 point behind Napoli, 3 points off the championship. And of course, their head coach, Gianni Gasparini, who was Atalanta's head coach and had built this Atalanta program up in his first year. I think Daniel De Rossi is coaching for the first time as well. Another team. So there's a lot of fun storylines in all of this.
Como's another fun one.
Yes. And Como are right right outside the European spots. They lost to, I think, Roma this weekend, 1-0. And the second leading goal scorer in the whole league is Christian Pulisic.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
Wild. And so that we're going to do a little like sub-segment of CANKS Abroad right now, because that was the perfect segue into it, David Goss. I was trying to do this research. Oh, also, I forgot to tell you, when you mentioned Gasparini, remind me to show you a picture of him and my father side by side.
Oh, yeah?
You will
love that.
Die. You will die. So I have been sort of like an Atalanta fan. Because I literally, when I look at him, it is my dad. It's dad. I used to, on Morning Footy, anytime we would talk about Gasparini, they'd show a picture of my
Same
father.
haircut?
Same haircut. They have like thick gray mop. Like it is like the eye, the like squinty smiley eye. It's wild. I will show you a picture. You will die. Literally.
I'm just trying to see if maybe Gasparini accidentally is from Chicago and I didn't know.
If my father, we always said, if my father went over, well, at the time it was when he was in Atalanta, if he went there, like, and walked around, like,
he just started getting free stuff.
Yes, 100%. Like, it is that good. It's that good of a doppelganger. I'll send a pic.
I just found this picture of him in 2008. Not your dad, Gasparini. It's a cool look.
Oh no, I mean my father's very handsome.
There we go.
Handsome devil, of course he is. But yeah, if I had one, I know I did a side by side of them, and it's somewhere in my phone. I'll find it.
Unreal.
And then I'll send it to you. That was the side note. Well, but case in point, now I'm a Roma fan because he's
Roma. That's the song they sing. I went to a game there one time. It was awesome.
Cool. I love their kits.
Their colors are some of the best.
Very, very cool club. Okay, so let's talk about Christian Pulisic. I tried to find this out. Has there been an American that has won a Scudetto?
My guess is no, because it's a country that the U.S. hadn't really penetrated. Has Weston McKennie won with Juve?
No, he was not with them the last time they won.
Yeah. No, my guess would be, it would be Weston McKennie and Michael Bradley would be like the two obvious ones. Yunus Musa hasn't won one because he's been with Milan. If there was one, they were not a major player as a part of it, would be the other thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like an American being arguably the best player in the league right now, winning a Scudetto would be seismic.
Yeah.
Absolutely seismic for not only Christian Pulisic's career, but just for American soccer in general. I mean, it's great. He's got 13 goals and 3 assists across all competitions.
he comes off the bench in games. He doesn't start. He scores twice. He starts. He's dominant. Like, yeah, he's on form, which is all you can ask for. And this is one of the conversations that drives me a little bit nuts with soccer, which is like every player thinks they're the best player in the world, as they should, which is, I think, where you get these like 27 attackers and center backs on Man City, 27 on Chelsea, 20 on Liverpool. I'll give you some space there. Not as many, but still a lot, because they all think they should start. And I'm okay with the idea in a career, which is like try and get as high, quote unquote, as you can. And if that's not where you stick, now you can sort of find your level. I'm fine with that. But you have to like be aware of when the move comes and where to go. And I think that's what we're seeing with Pulisic is like the crazy rise with Dortmund, the opportunity at Chelsea where he was good for large stretches, but maybe wasn't going to play every day. And then settling in at Milan where he's a bigger focal point because they don't have as much money to spend on 100 people. And so he gets more opportunity and he's valued, which clearly works for him. And some of the game model is set towards him a little more. And now you see him at his best. And I will be frustrated if the conversation becomes like, where does he go next? What do you do? Blah, blah, blah.
You know that's happening.
Yes, but like this is, I think, a really good move. And we have this conversation with Weston McKennie every year as well of like, where's he going to go? Blah, blah, blah. But it's like, if he could find a similar version of a team that's a bit more committed to him, but still can contend, could there be a really interesting spot? But this is sort of the dream scenario, I think, with Pulisic, which is that career arc into this spot. And now he could go either way. He could be a Milan legend if he wants to.
Extremely happy.
Why wouldn't you be?
I
you
know.
Live in Milan,
you live
Italy.
In Milan, Italy. Also, AC Milan is a massive club.
100% agree.
Massive club in global soccer. It is one of the most recognizable. And
if you win a title for them, right? Because this is, I don't know about your experience, but for me, I'd say especially in the U.S., because I think growing up, a lot of soccer fans were international based. Everyone was a Milan fan. Like that was the Real Madrid of the time that you were a fan of. So if you're able to win a title, so they won a title 4 years ago, that was their first title in 15 years. Like if you're able to win a title for that team, you stand in a space globally.
Oh my gosh.
That's a huge deal.
Like build the trophy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. I think to your point, my only concern, because I think he seems happy. I think it would be smart for him to stay. I think he would choose to stay. We talked about how volatile Italy can be, especially when it comes to head coaches. Their coach right now is Allegri, who is the former Juventus coach. Clearly, he has found a good relationship with Christian Pulisic. My fear is that they don't win, he gets fired, and then another coach comes in and doesn't want to play. I mean, I feel like that you alluded to it, exactly what you said about Christian and his career. Like when a coach values him, that's when he's playing well. And so just because it is a volatile league, that would be my only concern for Christian. But I think he has the potential 100% to cement his legacy at that club, at a massive club in Europe, and especially if they can win some hardware.
Yeah,
and they certainly could this season with the race being as it is. Excited for him. Should we chat about Weston McKennie?
Yeah,
and Jonathan David.
Love it.
They both scored for Juve in Champions League action last week against Paphos, and McKennie is what I don't know why. I don't know. I really don't understand why he's like consistently in this position of like people questioning him. At the club level, at the country level, Poch didn't call him in, and everyone's like, like what's going on there? And so but the thing is that he's actually he's done well at Juve, despite the fact that he is always having to prove himself. And do you, in your heart of hearts, David Goss, do you think that he is in Mauricio Pochettino's plans?
Yes, and I think the issue with Weston is everyone always wants more. The talent is off the charts. The production isn't always there, and I think a lot of coaches struggle with the hopes of what he can be and maybe sometimes the frustration of what he isn't. And so I think that's where the oscillation comes from of oh, he's performing. He's going to be in the team. Wait, look at him. He could be a superstar. But then it's inconsistent from him. And so then the coaches get frustrated. Or I think there's blame that goes to him, which is he doing everything he can? And if he's not, then it feels like maybe, he's not someone you want to rely on. I think that's the experience across the board. I think Pochettino has a setup now where he believes in the group he has, and if they play the way he wants, he thinks they can get the performances. Yeah. He is not hoping Weston McKennie will save him. So Weston McKennie has to work his way into that, and this has been his story with Juve and everything. But he always ends up on the field at the end because he is such a game changer, and he has some abilities. So I think in the end, he will find a way at least onto the roster, if not starting. And obviously, this comes on the light of Tyler Adams going down 5 minutes into his game this weekend, which would be really, really unfortunate. Captain of the national team, but if that takes an option away from midfield, there's another opening there.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Weston McKennie. He came into camp too. This like in the best shape of his life, which
he's
has
always
not
an
always
experience,
which has not always been the case. So it felt like I was like, oh my gosh, okay, he's there, like he's hit that level. But yeah, I guess time will tell. But if he keeps scoring goals in Champions League, that will certainly help his case.
I will tell this story real quick, which I've told before. This is now a 10-year-old story probably, but the first ever Generation Adidas Cup I went to, which is like the big youth tournament. Weston McKennie was on FC Dallas's youth team, and Luchi Gonzalez was the head coach of the team, and spent the entire game yelling Weston's name. And I was like, I guess that guy's the worst player on the field. I didn't realize it was because he was the best player on the field. And the reality of his game was he could do everything. So he was pressing everywhere, picking up the ball, scoring goals, defending. And it was like, oh, this one guy is doing the entire game. But there was mistakes here, mistakes there. And it was like, that was the whole experience. That was 10 years ago that you still have now, which is like, he is really hard to put his finger on as a player. He's capable of so much. A lot of it is not super orthodox for the type of player. Like, oh, he fits this box. He's a number 8. He's a number 7. He does this. He does this. Like, he does so many things, but doesn't do other things that I think he's really hard. But what I always say is he's a gamer. Yeah. Like, he figures things out on the field. He makes things happen. Like, he's a game breaker for other reasons. He doesn't beat someone on the dribble every time. But he goes up and wins a header that changes the flow of the game and creates a chance on the other end or scores a goal. And you're like, the reason that the game is no longer tied is because of him. But it doesn't fit into the box that we're used to with a lot of players.
Right. That's such a good assessment. What about his teammate Jonathan David? Because this is CANKS abroad.
Johnny, baby.
He is my pick to be like the breakout player at the World Cup.
Yeah. You think he's going to be like the star that comes out of it?
I think not like the star,
but he's going to be a global superstar afterwards.
Yes, 100%.
I could see that. I could definitely see that because they're going to have support. They're going to be a big deal. I think they're going to go far, and I think he will score goals.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. He scores goals for club. He scores goals for country. He scores goals for Champions League. Like he's just big time moments. Jonathan David is stepping into that role, and that's why I was like, oh, this guy he's primed. He's primed to be the man. But it's very exciting.
Just real quick, Paphos, by the way, is a great story, which is this Cypriot team. They're one of the few. I think we all know Limassol. They're the other one. They've not gotten into Champions League, and they are 1 point out of getting into the next round right now. They've gone toe-to-toe with some big teams. David Luiz plays there. Like, there's all these crazy stories. And so not part of CANKS abroad, but has been a really interesting European soccer story.
Love that.
And all of that. Let's talk Bundesliga for a second.
Bundesliga.
Gio Reyna, third straight start. First time since 2021.
Let's go.
Like, are we back? Do we believe?
Do you know what? I kind of do.
Okay.
I kind of do. And I only because I think that he's just, I feel like he's one of these guys, like he needs to be loved and like appreciated in the right moment. And it feels like he's getting that opportunity at Mönchengladbach. After the Paraguay match, the U.S. Paraguay match, where he scored and it was his first time back, and so much. I feel like there was a shift. I feel like a shift happened, and I think he showcased in that match exactly why we were so excited about him.
Yeah.
A few years back, and why we thought he could be the guy for the U.S. And this is just like now him getting regular. That's all we wanted. Why can't Gio get regular minutes? And now it feels like he's in a spot where that is going to happen, and I feel like that is only going to increase his confidence. And I feel like he did enough in that match against Paraguay for Poch to be like, okay, this is a player that I need to bring in. I need to have around. I don't care if Mönchengladbach isn't, the sexiest team in the Bundesliga. Those regular minutes are everything. That's all we have asked for. That's all we've asked for. And I feel like his confidence is just going to continue to grow. Yeah.
If he's healthy and plays, he's a big deal. If he's grown up a little, that would help a lot. But yeah, he's a big deal.
He got married, Gus. Of course he's grown up.
Did he?
Yeah.
We didn't do a marriage report on it. I didn't even know.
No, this was, I feel like this was maybe even last year.
Okay.
Yeah, he got married. So he's a husband. Like, he has adult responsibilities.
All right.
Now.
I feel like that
It's
will
not
help.
like the bratty kid.
No.
Well, he might still be. I don't know. I wish we could talk to his wife, but.
We can put in for an interview request.
We don't want you, Gio. Just your wife.
Speaking of back-to-back performances, Alphonso Davies. Back from injury. He played 3 minutes on his return for Bayern and then has played, I think, 30 in the last game.
Let's go.
Yeah. So talking about World Cup superstars, all that type of stuff. Canada has been waiting. There's no world in which Canada reaches their ceiling without him.
Yeah.
He's already the best Canadian player of all time. And he's 25 years old.
Oh,
he's
that's
absolutely
exciting.
Absurd. So that's been really, really good to see. Jamal Musiala back in training as well. Which is great to see. Had a disgusting leg break in Club World Cup.
It was horrible.
Yeah, and one of the best young players in the world. So both of them pushing back, but Fonzie already on the field is awesome. And then you had Ricardo Pepi in here. We love a Ricardo Pepi update.
I love a Pepi update. He's becomes the first U.S. men's national league player to score in 4 straight appearances across all competitions for a Dutch club since Aaron Johansson did it for AZ Alkmaar in the 13-14 season. So he's on fire right now. And I think that this bodes so very well for the U.S. men's national team, because the number 9 position has been one of concern historically for us. But now it feels like we got Ballo at number 1, who's doing really well at Monaco. To have a Pepi that's firing and producing the way he is, which gives Pochettino options and a little bit of depth, is a godsend ahead of a World Cup year. Yeah. It is insane that it went from weakness to strength. Yep. It's saying it went from couldn't you find someone to, well, who do you start? Yeah. And like that's, as you said, that's a huge deal. I've said many times, I think as a pure finisher, Pepe's the best in the U.S. pool. Ballo creates goals in different ways for himself. Maybe a little bit more for other people, but Pepi still does good hold-up work. But what you're seeing with PSV is just against any opponent, if you give him a half space, he will take it. And if he's in that type of form, then he has such a huge role in a tournament, because whether it's off the bench or not, you need a goal at times, and you know what you need, and he's the guy you're going to turn to. And I love his story. I love him as a person. So really, really excited to see that. And as you said, it was like the weakness, and now it feels like a strength. Yeah, it's very exciting. Also, we have to mention Serginho Dest, his teammate at PSV, who scored the winner. So good at the weekend. So that is another one that we have missed terribly. Our fullback situation has been a little bit, that has become a weakness with the injuries that we've experienced with the U.S. men's national team player pool. But getting Anthony Robinson back, getting Serginho Dest back and healthy, suddenly I'm like, oh, I'm feeling the flutters of excitement return. Yeah. Once again, it's very, 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 very exciting. It is. It feels like everything's going in the right direction right now for the first time. Yep.
in 4 years.
In 4 years, I know. So yeah, Anthony Robinson is finally back from. He had a knee injury that just, I don't know if he just kept re-aggravating it or what, but he's been basically sidelined most of the season. I think he got like a little bit of playing time in September in a match, but then immediately had to come off. So it's his first time back in a starting 11 since May of last year, and he played the full 90 at the weekend. So getting him back and fit and in the mix is absolutely huge. And that was, I feel like Pochettino is probably just breathing huge sighs of release, but also like, please guys, can we stay healthy? Can we maintain this?
It's a big ask.
It's a big ask. All right. Elsewhere, Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, all of that does not return until the end of January. You've got some Premier League.
We've got 2 rounds left in that, by the way. So when we get back, there'll be
yes.
two fixture dates to see who goes through to the next round.
Exactly.
And the Premier League, this is a bit of a letdown.
This stinks. Okay, so Boxing Day used to be like the Premier League day after Christmas, like in England, like everyone just sits around their TV, enjoys their presents and leftover food.
4 straight time windows of
soccer.
games.
Exactly. Yeah. And they've completely changed it. Because of the expansion of all the European competitions. There's too many matches basically, and because of like broadcast rights, they have changed the whole thing. So right now there's only one match on Boxing Day, which just I feel like everyone should be up in arms about. It stinks. It's actually a decent match, though. I think it's Manchester United and Newcastle.
Pure anger, but also kind of into it.
But also, it's a good. I'll watch it for sure. Ian's a Newcastle fan, and we have a shared hatred of Manchester United, so this will be fun.
So I know I forget this too often. This is December 26th, right?
Yeah.
Because Christmas is on the 25th
day
every
after.
year.
Yes.
So for people who are upset about this, like me, 4 AFCON games on December 26th, including Egypt, South Africa, and Morocco, the hosts, and Mali.
Ooh!
So that will be your replacement for the day. If you
Okay.
if you want to lock in, it's cold outside, you just want to be eating leftovers and hanging out, that's your soccer on TV.
Amazing.
Instead.
So AFCON, the group stage matches kick off pretty soon.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Morocco has the first game on Sunday at home, and then there's sort of 2 to 3 games a day for the next 2 weeks, pretty much, because they expanded the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got games on every single day. I will do this from an East Coast point of view, from 9 a.m. through 5 p.m.
Good grief.
every day. Yeah.
Amazing. I'm going to be paying attention especially hard this year to Egypt and see how one Mohamed Salah performs.
Is he going in with supportive Liverpool fans, or is he walking alone? This is what I did to Tom yesterday.
That's good. No, I think he is. I think Liverpool fans understand the contributions that this man has made to the club, which is enormous. I think it's fine. Like, I don't think we were happy about the way he handled the situation, but there's no taking away what he has done. And so if that was his last match with Liverpool at the weekend against Brighton, I will be sad, but at the very least, like, I love that, like, the fans were chanting his name and giving him a send off. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that he has not performed very well this year. And Liverpool, this is what they do historically. Like, when their aging stars start to dip in form, they're pretty ruthless about cutting ties. Like, we've seen it before with a lot of players, like Luis Suarez, even Steven Gerrard to a certain extent. So yeah, I guess I'm okay with either outcome. If he returns to Liverpool after AFCON, I think that he can absolutely still contribute, probably not in the major way that he once did, but and maybe this little break away will give him some perspective and time
I think
to
this
think
could
about
be
what he
good.
wants. Could be good. Could be a good thing. But yeah, no, the guy's a legend. He's an absolute legend. He will forever be a Liverpool legend.
Egypt has built their team a little bit to be less, not reliant on him is the wrong phrase, but force him to do everything. Obviously, Omar Marmoush's appearance as, a go-to player has been big on that. So I think this could be the right thing for him, which is just like if he has success and plays at a high level and the team fits around him, I think it could just feel good.
Yep.
And it might give him sort of a second fresh breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Going into it. So it's gonna be a fun tournament. Morocco are obviously massive favorites. Being home, coming off a World Cup semifinal, as good as they are and everything they've built. But Nigeria not qualifying for the World Cup. This is the big thing they have to play for over the next 2 years. And they are still one of the giants. And I love this Ivory Coast team. They kind of backed into winning it a few years ago at home. And they're the reigning champs. But I think they've just gotten better since then. So it'll be fascinating. You have the World Cup teams, not all of them. But then you also have the teams like a Cameroon, like a Nigeria, like a Gabon, who didn't make it to the World Cup, who feel that they're giants in the region. Mm-hmm. So like how they handle this will be really, really fun to watch. And I can only imagine the atmospheres are going to be top level because Moroccan fans are some of the best in the world getting ready to host a World Cup. So yeah, it's going to be cool.
100%. Don't sleep on AFCON. And finally, Arab Cup. We've got a final coming up in a couple days, actually. December 18th. Jordan and Morocco.
There you go. Morocco just winning everything they're eligible for.
Literally winning everything. So that's what you have to look forward to in this.
That's your update.
That's your update, guys. We really covered it all. Also, before we move along, I want to say R.I.P. to the Jägermeister Cup.
Oh, come on.
David Goss. I know. I'm so it's
literally the perfect name.
Yeah. So the Jägermeister Cup is a competition between USL Championship and League One teams, a domestic competition. They've renamed it. It's now the Prinx Tire Cup, which is so much less sexy than Jägermeister Cup.
Also, I just Googled Prinx tires because I've never even heard of them before.
Yeah. I've never heard of. So it's now Prinx Tire Cup, and so there goes my tradition of doing a shot of Jägermeister before.
It was the perfect name for this weird competition that no one understood.
And it was very strange. But yeah, so it's now the Prinx Tire Cup, and the groups were actually announced today. One Knox finds themselves in Group 3 alongside Birmingham Legion, the Chattanooga Red Wolves, who we hate, Corpus Christi, brand new team, debutantes in USL League One, San Antonio FC, and FC Tulsa. So there you go.
Is Birmingham I'm looking up Google Maps right now for the first time. Is that a drive trip from Knoxville?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Okay. I'm looking it up for you, so we will find out together in 10 seconds.
Please.
It's 4 to 4.5 hours.
That's a drive, baby.
It's through Chattanooga.
Of course it is.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, that's an easy drive. And I've actually been to Birmingham before. Lovely city.
Yeah, it seems like a great place. People have high recommendations.
Really, really fun. Okay. Goss, time for our 50 States of Soccer tour. And today we are looking at my home state of Illinois. I'm very, very excited about this. I've kind of done, I did a little bit of our scouting report, and these were just kind of like basically knee-jerk reactions to this, like this was being from Chicago. I was privy to some of the things. So these are just like, I'm not saying this is it. Like, we're obviously sourcing everybody. We want everyone to hit us up on the socials and tell us what we're missing. But this was just my sort of gut reaction instincts to a lot of the scouting port categories. So let's start with the best soccer bar in Chicago.
Yeah. So
historically, I would argue it was a place called the Globe. In Chicago. I watched European finals there. I watched some World Cup games at the Globe in Chicago, but it was one of the only places, especially back in the day when like you couldn't find anything, they always showed soccer. And it was like consistent. Like you could go there and they would have, random Bundesliga matches on. So the Globe historically for sure, but there's a new kid in town. Soccer House.
Yes.
Soccer House Bar is going to be unbelievable. So this is formerly the Twisted Spoke, which, Goss, is kind of an icon in Chicago. So it was in just north, it is in Westtown. And it was like a biker bar, okay? Kind of scary. And it had this iconic skeleton riding a motorcycle, like perched on top of it. Like you couldn't miss it. And
amazing.
It was very, it was like very imposing, kind of creepy, not terribly inviting, but like it was there. It was such a landmark. But that closed, and Soccer House is going to be this absolutely incredible state-of-the-art soccer bar with like a rooftop situation and multiple screens. Like you can literally like listen to any broadcast. There's going to be like options for you to listen to like your home broadcast. Like it's super mindful, and it's a big space. So I feel like this is going to become the soccer mecca in Chicago, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, we've met the person who is starting it, and he is a soccer sicko. So I think we feel good about the commitment to being a great soccer bar. And I've not been to the Globe yet, but I would like to go.
It's very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it's a great viewing experience. So those are my shouts for best soccer bar. Hallowed ground, I put down the Bendretti Worley Stadium at North Central College in Naperville.
Oh my God, that is the most Chicago sentence that's ever been
Isn't
spoken.
it? I know. It was formerly called Cardinals Stadium, I believe, but North Central is a small private institution in Naperville, which is a west suburb of Chicago. But the Chicago Fire actually played there for 2 seasons in 2002 and 2003 while they were doing all the renovations to Soldier Field. And Ian actually played there for an Eastern Conference semifinal in 2002 when he was with New England. They played the Chicago
No
Fire.
way.
Yeah, and they lost that match, but then this was when they were 2 legs and they had won the first one, so they actually went on and advanced. But
to lose an MLS Cup.
To lose an MLS Cup, exactly. But yeah, so it's hosted some pretty big matches. So like in terms of hallowed grounds, like I feel like that would definitely be up there. I'm sure there's others, but again,
people can chime in and let us know.
Yep. So that's the one I would give a shout out to. Urban legend. I went with Jonathan Spector, who is total stud, but I feel like no one really talks about this guy. And that's why I kind of feel like he has that air of an urban legend. So he's from Arlington Heights, which is a north suburb. That's actually where I think the new Bears Stadium is going to be. He's a St. Viator grad, which is a really big Catholic school. And like known for producing top level athletes, but he notched over 400 games for both club and country. He actually won the Gold Cup with the U.S. in 2007, and he was signed by Manchester United. Manchester United after playing in something called the Milk Cup, which just sounds like such a youth tournament, like the Milk Cup for the U17s. He played had over 100 appearances for West Ham and Birmingham. Like these are big clubs. 1 season at Orlando City in 17-18. And then I think he went over to Scotland and played there. But then retired in 19. But he is now the head of international player recruitment and development for Atlanta United. But as a player, I just feel like this is a guy who's very accomplished, and you don't really hear his name all that much.
I fully agree with you, and I think he's one of those guys where it's like he was never the star for the U.S. maybe that people expected when he signed for Man U. So maybe that's where some of the like underrated came from. He only played 36 times for the U.S. Like he was hurt a lot. He was playing the same position as other guys when he was finally healthy. He was a fullback and a center back and off and on. And yeah, he never had his like huge moment, but there was huge expectations for a little bit. Yeah. And then he kind of got lost to time. So I think that's a great one. And it's a time period where it feels like Chicago was churning out talent. Like he came through. Brad Guzan, who we're going to talk about, came through. I think Michael Bradley was playing in Chicago at the time because Bob was coaching there, and Will Johnson, I think, was playing with him, and then they both went to the Netherlands. So like there was a hotbed of soccer in the Chicago area, and Jonathan Spector, I think, was at the center of it. So I think that's an awesome one.
Okay.
for people who don't respect it. The name I was going to throw in was Garth Lagerwey.
Yes.
Not an elite soccer player, maybe not an urban legend, but he's like a soccer legend across the U.S., and we don't have a category for that one. But, went on to win CONCACAF Champions League for the first time for an MLS club, won how many MLS Cups with Seattle and RSL, just leaving Atlanta, and currently in cancer treatment himself. So we're hoping for the best for him. But he has grown the sport in North America as much as anyone. And he's from Illinois. So on the field, not as much. Off the field, maybe not as specific to the area, but pretty big legend.
Yeah, definitely. He went to York High School, which was one of my high school's rivals. So
the Yorkies.
We've had some fun conversations about our high school rivalry.
Whenever that year was where the Bears kicker missed a field goal to lose a playoff game,
the double doink.
Yeah. We were at Combine, and he was there as Seattle executive, and him coming in after was like one of those moments. Sam Stejsko was there as well. Stejsko just walks into the hotel lobby with a Bears jersey on, a six-pack in his hand, and a Snickers bar.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Must be down bad.
Yeah. I was watching that game in a bar in Brooklyn, and there is a picture of me on the floor in a fetal position. Oof. Like I literally slunk out of my chair and just curled up in a ball, and somebody took a photo of me. It was dire. Double doink. Yep.
Double doink.
It happened. It sure did.
Garth should have signed a center back, taught them to kick, and sold them to the Bears.
Exactly. There you go. Youth club, I don't really know. All I know is when I was growing up, all the cool kids played for the Roadrunners. Okay. That was like a youth team.
That's a great name for an old school youth soccer club.
Exactly. Like everyone wanted to play for Roadrunners. So that was, I don't even know if it still exists.
The two I know of is FC Sockers, which is spelled with a K, not a C.
Yes.
Who have produced a ton of talented players. And Chicago Magic, which is the one that I think Brad Guzan and Michael Bradley came out of back in the day. And then there's a Chicago United that has done really well as a USL2 team. But those are the ones that I've heard of. And Sockers is one of those where it's PDA and what's the ones out in California? Donza Force, where it's the people who play for that club, it's their entire personality. And they are always competitive because they always have big time names of players that they're playing for. But it's always really impressive. Trying to find an alumni list. So here's Sockers. Baggio Husidic went there. Chris Mueller, who went on to play pretty well at the pro level. Jay Demerit, it says, but I think that was USL too. Jonathan Spector. There you go. Kirk Urso, Michael Bradley, Mikey Stevens, Mike McGee, Ryan Miller, Rashawn McKenzie, Will Johnson. So Sockers has really produced a lot of players and Big Ten championships, which by the way, congrats to University of Washington, UW. They won the NCAA College Cup yesterday on Golden Goal. I think when you watch a Big Ten game, it's 50% of the players are from one of these Chicago clubs.
Very cool. Okay, 5-a-side. This is hard.
All the guys I just named.
Literally all the guys you just named. So I don't even know. I feel like the ones that absolutely have to be on there are the Brian McBrides, Mike McGee's, Brad Guzan's. Those are.
Yeah. This is a tough one.
Yeah, because then you start to throw in names like Georgi Mihailovic, Ned Grabavoy, Andrew Gutman is from Hinsdale, Illinois. On the women's side, Ella Hayes is from Arlington Heights. Frank Klopas is
a big one.
Yeah, is a Chicago legend. Justin and Andre Reynolds, who are the brothers from Chicago.
And Nick and Anthony Markanek, who are from Illinois as well.
Yeah, brother situations. It's this is going to be hard. I don't know.
I think Brian McBride obviously set in stone.
Yes.
I think Brad Guzan probably too.
Mike McGee has to be set in stone.
Mike
MLS
McGee feels like a good one for both.
MLS MVP.
Yeah, and loves Chicago and reps Chicago.
He's got to be on there.
Yeah. Okay. So those three, it feels like are locks, and you could go anywhere with the rest of these. So let us know what you think, because we're going to do happy hour on Thursday, our last of the year.
Yes,
before
we are.
all head off to our different travails. We need to get together for happy hour.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, we will hopefully you guys will give us some good options for this and we can complete our list. But yeah, that's going to do it for us today. Make sure you guys check out our latest episodes of Soccer Wise, Kickback Committee, obviously, and our First Touch 26 podcast. Goss has been doing an absolutely incredible job on country-specific podcast, just giving you a deep dive, everything you need to know about every single country that's going to be competing in the World Cup, and it's really, really helpful. So if you enjoy it, make sure you tell your friends who might enjoy it. Spread the word, like and subscribe, all the things. Follow us on the socials. Like Goss mentioned, join us for happy hour on Thursday, 5:30 p.m. on our YouTube channels. Yeah, it's going to be a fun week. Appreciate y'all. Enjoy the holidays. We'll see you soon.